All right, for algebra, on Tuesday, this is your daily math. So you can have this up here, and then I will reveal answers. Again, if it's not a sticker day, they can have a sticker day on Friday. So for today, they were supposed to bring a scatter plot printed off on a piece of 8x11 paper, and we're going to use those for the class investigation. So if students can get those out, please, then here's what we're going to do with them. We're going to do a roundabout. So please set your scatter plot on your desk and remove everything else from your desk. So just put it under your desk or something like that off to the side. And then you guys are going to go around the room analyzing different scatter plots. Okay? Take your notebook and your pencils with you because you're going to answer the following scatter plot or questions for each scatter plot. So why don't we have you on your scatter plot write your name, and then so then that can be your title, and that can be how you organized your scatter plots. So then for each person's scatter plot, you need to write down their name so we know whose scatter plot you're talking about. And then what are the variables? Is the scatter plot linearly associated or non-linearly associated? If it is linearly associated, then is it positive or negative? And you can answer this even if you don't think it's associated. And then what does that mean about the variables? How does that relate if this was a real-world context? How could you talk about that relation? And then is it a strong, weak, or perfect relation? So you need to do that with every scatter plot you can. And let's take about 25 minutes on this, 25-30 minutes on that. Okay, and then these are the learning targets these are the focus problems for the first learning target. If you don't get to these, that's fine on Tuesday. We can work on them on Wednesday. But for Wednesday, you need to have the next video, learning target 2-3 video, watched for Wednesday. So this video needs to be watched for Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, here is the daily math. And here are your answers. And then this is for class. They were asked to create a scatter plot from the data below, choose a regression line, and write an equation for their line. So why don't we have one volunteer to come up and maybe take a friend with you and put up their graph on this graph so they can just plot theirs. And you can just use the whiteboard markers, and then maybe come up with have a couple people share their lines and how they got that line. And if needed, we can do the same thing on this one. If you guys want to work together as a class and maybe choose 2 points to make a line through this regression and write an equation for it. So you can do that as a class. And then for the activity today, we're going to measure your height and your arm span. So at the front of the room, under the table, there are meter sticks, and you guys are going to write your name and then your height in inches and then your arm span in inches. So if you spread your arms out from fingertip to fingertip, what's your arm span? And then I want you to graph the class data after everybody gets theirs up there and create your own line of best fit for that. And then you guys can talk about, maybe have some people share out what their equation was and what their line looked like, and maybe some people can share their graphs and partner share, do some small group shares there. And then learning target 2 and 3, there's only one focus problem here, was create a line of best fit for number 8 on page 75, which was a focus problem from LT1. So you can reuse the remainder of the class to work on focus problems from both LT1 and LT2-3. And we will have a checkup over this material on Friday.